many companies today fall into the same trap of doing the same thing over and over and over. Oftentimes, employees don't even know why they're doing something. It's just because it was policy for years or for decades. For example, one day I was brought into the world's largest grocery retailer to do some advisory work. And as I walked around, I noticed that all of the employees were wearing suits and ties and sitting in cubicles. And these were non-customer facing roles, so I couldn't figure out why was everybody wearing a suit and tie. I asked one of the employees, have you guys ever talked to your executives about doing a casual Friday? And they said, oh yeah, we have a casual Friday. And on Fridays, you don't have to wear the tie, right? That was their idea of a casual Friday. But the really crazy thing is I asked them, why is this a policy? Why is this a rule? And the employees said that when they asked the CEO this question, the CEO's response was simply, it was like this the day I got here. It's gonna be like this the day I leave. That's it. Nobody understood why they were wearing suits and ties. It was just a policy. It was just something that was going on inside of the company for decades. And this happens all the time, whether it's policies for how things need to get filed, or policies for how projects get started, or how invoicing is done. Oftentimes inside of our companies, we've been doing things for decades just because we've been doing them for decades. And so really, it's important for us to kind of break away from that constant routine of doing things the same way and start to think about some creative ways that we might be able to do things. Here too, we've also seen a lot of organizations step forward and introduce things like hackathons as a way to get employees to come together to find unique creative ways to solve problems or overcome challenges. PayPal does this around the world for their developers, and it gives them 24 hours to come up with some creative way to solve something or to do something. One group inside of PayPal helped create an app that actually helped puppies and dogs. It allowed these different groups to take donations via PayPal from different donors who wanted to help pay for vet treatments. Hasbro hosts a hackathon, and they usually get more than 150 participants. And these participants have created more than 45 potential games and ideas. In the world of Hasbro, that's billions of dollars for R&D. I'm sure most of you watching this use Facebook. The Facebook like button actually came from a hackathon that Facebook hosted. Allstate partners interns with employees to help come up with products or solutions or ideas that will generate any kind of new revenue for the organization. Teams are chosen for a 2-week accelerator before those ideas are fleshed out and then presented and shown to executives across the company. Now again, you might be a part of an organization that doesn't have hackathons, but that's okay. You don't need to be a part of a hackathon. Just think like you're in a hackathon all the time. Challenge yourself to new ideas. Be vocal inside of your team and inside of your organization. Have conversations with different people. Think like you are in a hackathon and it's your job to come up with some sort of a creative idea to bring in new revenue for the business, to help uncover a potential opportunity, or to go through and help tackle a certain challenge that the organization is faced with. So just have that mindset that you are always in a hackathon. And don't be scared to have conversations with people, to show other people your ideas or prototypes and get feedback from other employees inside of the organization. Don't be scared to kind of let your creative juices flow, so to speak. Make sure that you also give yourself time to brainstorm, to be curious. A lot of these ideas of creativity and finding creative solutions to problems comes from being curious. So one of the things that you can do is write down all the potential ideas that you have, a brain dump, so to speak, and just jot them all down. Put all your ideas on paper and just see what comes out of your head. Richard Branson actually schedules time for himself to just dream and think about stuff. In fact, according to Richard Branson, he says that the world would be a better place if we all chased our dreams and were able to live up to our full potential. So here are a couple things that I want you to do this week, next week, or even on a recurring basis to really help to get you to think in terms of that creative solutions to problems that your organization might be faced with. The first thing I want you to do is think about, what would you do if you weren't held back by resources, by policies, by bureaucracy? If you could pretty much do anything to make your idea happen for a product or service, what would you actually do? What would you create? Next, I want you to write down all of your ideas. Put them down on a sheet of paper, type them up on a computer if you want, whatever you want to do, but just do that kind of a mental brain dump and just put everything down so you can visualize it. Next is you really want to make sure that you can convey your idea that you end up going with to other people. For example, inside of Amazon, they have a no PowerPoint culture. So when you have an idea that you want to present, you don't give a PowerPoint presentation. You need to create a 6-page white paper that everybody else on the team needs to read. And so typically the way that meetings start is that for the first 20-30 minutes of a meeting, everyone gets a copy of the 6-page white paper and everybody reads through it together. And so all the facts and figures are on there, the pros and cons are on there, everything that other employees need to know about your idea is on paper. And the reason why this is crucial is because when you can write down your idea and conceptualize it on 6 pages, you really think through a lot of stuff and you spend less time worrying about pretty pictures or making things look nice. So after you have this brain dump and you write down all your ideas on a sheet of paper, you can start to look for where the common patterns start to emerge. Where are these ideas starting to cluster around different focus areas, around different initiatives that you want to do? And once you can start to kind of clump and cluster these things together, then you can start to flesh these ideas out a little bit more. And again, one of the things that you can really do is instead of creating a PowerPoint to present your idea, turn it into a 6-page document, the Amazon way, so to speak. Flesh out all your ideas, what you're thinking and why, put any potential facts and figures on there, and then you can let other people take a look at it and read it and get feedback. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Check out futureofworkpodcast.com for more content. And do me a favor, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you.